Hello, my name is Charles Peel and I'm with 3-Star Enterprises, the regional training and technical assistance provider for the Alaska region. Today's video will provide guidance on understanding and managing your Administration for Native Americans Grant Award. The topic we will be reviewing today is the carryover budget. So, as we take a look at this, your objectives for today will be understanding the components of a carryover budget, knowing where to submit your carryover budget, and who can you contact to receive assistance in preparing your carryover budget. Who is eligible for a carryover budget? Grantees with a multi-year grant may request a carryover budget from one year to the next if the funds are for project activities that were not accomplished during a previous budget period. When can I submit a carryover budget request? A carryover budget should be submitted as early as possible in the subsequent budget period once the incomplete activities and the unobligated balances have been identified. The carryover budget request should be submitted within 30 days after the end of the budget period. If you are in doubt, contact your regional TTA provider or your ANA program specialist for some assistance. What do I need to complete a carryover budget? In order to complete your carryover budget for your ANA grant award, you will need a cover letter, an SF-424, an SF-424A, a line item budget, a budget justification, SF-425, a revised objective work plan, and in some instances, you may need to provide a current indirect cost agreement. So, for your carryover budget cover letter, this will be a letter written on your organization's letterhead that is requesting the carryover budget. The letter should include the exact dollar amount of the request, a detailed description of approved grant activities from the budget period corresponding to the unobligated funds, and an explanation of why these activities were not completed, as well as a specific plan for completing these activities in the current budget period. Note, unobligated funds can only be carried over to complete activities or objectives that were not completed in the original budget period for which the funds were awarded. Your SF-424 and 424A. The 424 should include the carryover budget request amount only. The COB request amount includes the federal carryover amount plus 20% of the total carryover budget for the non-federal share contribution. The 20% non-federal share match should be included on the SF-424 even if it was met in the previous budget period. A SF-424A, which breaks down the carryover budget amount per budget category. The SF-424A should also include 20% match of the total carryover budget for the non-federal share. If the non-federal share was previously obligated, please include in other. Carryover line item budget. A line item budget that includes the following. A column that demonstrates the current approved budget. This includes the title and amount for each approved line item before the carryover funds are added. A column demonstrating the carryover request. This should identify the line items where carryover funds would be added and the amount. If the non-federal share obligations was not met during the period from which the carryover funds resulted, the line item budget must include an additional column demonstrating the outstanding non-federal share. A carryover budget justification. A budget justification narrative that justifies the increase to approved line items for carryover budget amounts only. Carryover budget SF-425. An updated SF-425 that shows the unobligated balances is equal to the amount that is being requested. This SF-425 should be marked final and will most likely be from the fourth quarter of the budget period that resulted in the carryover budget amount. A carryover budget objective work plan. To include in your carryover budget request, you must submit a revised objective work plan that includes incomplete activities from the previous budget period, along with revised expected completion dates, assuming the carryover budget is approved. Carryover budget indirect cost rate agreements. In some instances, you may be requested to submit a current indirect cost rate agreement if it is applicable to your carryover budget request. Where do I submit the carryover budget request? Complete all the necessary documents and submit them electronically via grantsolutions.gov. These can be uploaded to Grant Solutions as a PDF or other file types. The forms and certifications can be completed and submitted through Grant Solutions by the authorizing official or the principal investigator or project director. Please note, grantees may always contact their program specialists or technical assistance provider to review their carryover budget before submission. Now we will walk you through where to submit your carryover budget request. You will need to proceed to grantsolutions.gov. Here you will insert your username and password. Once you find your grant, you will find and go to Manage Amendments. You will see a history of all of your organization's amendments and their status. But for today's purpose, you will click New. You will be given a list of amendment types. For today, we are doing carryover requests. So, create amendment. All of the items that I have mentioned previously are listed here. You will notice that you could attach each file either as a PDF or you could enter the information online. Once you complete each of the items and you've attached it, you will see the status change. You verify submission. Once all of your items are completely entered and attached, you will hit Final Submission. And you are done. This has been a presentation of ANA. To find resources and information used in this video, check out the ANA Grantee Toolkit or contact your regional TTA provider.